What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel where I talk everything about video, design, and career building. Now in today's video, I'm going to be showing and sharing my thoughts on the future of motion design and how to build a long-lasting career in this ever-changing world. Because if you notice, technology is always advancing, and if you're curious on how you can stay on the forefront of it and get ahead of the curve, well, stay tuned. If that sounds interesting, keep watching this video. Consider hitting the like button and subscribe to the channel if you like these type of videos as well. Let's dive into it. So I have 3 points to go over today, and the first one is probably going to be one of the biggest points and probably one of the future things to really consider as a motion designer, and it's AI and machine learning. And I actually have a story to share that I wanted to share with you guys. If you noticed back, I think last year, RotoBrush 2.0 just came out. And I was really excited about it because it had a lot of advanced features in it. And I was actually thinking about making a video tutorial on how to use it. And I was about to do that. And then I found out about this thing called RunwayML. And what RunwayML does, if you're unfamiliar with it, is it's basically a machine learning AI software that can take video footage and basically mask it out, just basically auto rotoscoping. And this type of technology is groundbreaking, really. And I actually first heard about this actually in my friend and fellow YouTuber, not Ian Sands, at Learn How to Edit Stuff. And he actually made a video about it that I'll link down in the video description on how it works. So feel free to go and check that video out. But it's really powerful, and it will forever change the motion design and visual effects industry. It basically made roto brushing almost extinct, like the dinosaurs. So I mean, with this type of AI and machine learning coming out, you just have to be really prepared as when you learn new things as a motion designer to adapt to even newer things that are just around the corner. So long story short, instead of making a RotoBrush 2.0 tutorial, I made this video. So that's my first point is, as AI and machine learning become more and more advanced, as a motion designer, and a visual effects person, you just have to, roll with the punches and adapt and learn all these new things. And what's one of the cool things about AI and machine learning is it basically takes a lot of the time and the effort out of it. Because when you think about rotoscoping, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of rendering, processing. Even with Rotoscope 2.0, it does take a long time for the frames to generate, where this software, when I watched Ian do it, it didn't take that long at all. So it's pretty amazing, and I think at the end of the day, it'll save you a lot of time as a motion designer or a VFX artist, and just give you a lot of leeway in working with projects. All right, so the second thing I wanted to talk about was templates and leveraging templates and different things that are always coming out. If you notice, I've been doing this since around 2015, and since 2015, there's been a lot of different subscriptions and templates and projects and assets that you can download, from the development of Mogurts to, Envato elements coming out, and all these different services that provide free After Effects templates or Mogurts that almost do a motion designer's work for you. So how do we use this to our advantage? And I think that's the main question, is it really solves the issue of time. It saves you a lot of time, downloading a lot of templates and a lot of different things that would take hours to animate or design on your own. Now, a lot of you are probably going to be polarized with this subject, but, hey, John, there's, a difference between using these templates and being a designer. If you're actually creating your own work from scratch, there's a lot more pride and passion into that. And, at the end of the day, the client doesn't really know whether you created it from scratch or if you didn't. And I think that's the key takeaway here is, we're in a creative field, but we're also in the field of business as well. And what I think what these templates and Mogurts will allow us to do is focus more time on actually compositing and seeing how these things work together. So basically, if you want to advance and become a really good motion designer, it's going to be leveraging these templates and focusing more on compositing these different assets instead of actually designing them. Now I'll share one story that I ran into along my motion design journey. I was working on a project a few years ago. I was trying to make a billboard from scratch. And I was trying to collect different assets and different textures and trying to make a billboard in like a city type of motion graphic for an award show. And I remember I spent hours and hours just trying to get it, but I couldn't nail it. Nothing I was doing was really working. And, I was getting frustrated, and, the team actually stepped in and we decided to pull the trigger and just buy like a template off of Envato. And the Envato template worked amazing. I'm not sponsored by Envato, but that's just one of several different subscriptions that you can use as a motion designer. But, the Envato template saved time. It saved a lot of headaches when, you go down a motion design or a design route and it's just not working out. So, leverage these templates. They do cost money, but sometimes it's money well spent as a designer or as an agency, working with clients and, running a business and keeping up on deadlines to meet the needs of your customers. And I think the last thing that kind of ties all of these things together, my third point is, as a designer, as a creative person in general, we kind of have to start thinking differently in what we actually do. And what I mean by that is, you kind of have to put yourself in your client's shoes and really focus on what problems are you solving for them, whether it's their needs or wants, and really focusing in on that. As a designer, there's always this designer versus artist type of mentality where, you want to create stuff yet you're proud of that makes a difference. But at the end of the day, we have to really focus on the customer and their needs and their wants. And what my recommendation would be as a designer, and if you know me and you've visited my YouTube channel, is one of the channels I highly recommend watching as a designer in general is called The Future. And they have tons of episodes on motion design, graphic design. And if you don't know about them, I'd really encourage you to check them out. They have a lot of great content on there. And they talk a lot about focusing on what you deliver for the client as the outcome of what problem you're actually solving, more than actually what you're actually creating or what you're actually doing. So that would be my takeaway for developing, kind of like how to be successful as a motion designer in the future, and kind of future-proofing yourself as you grow in this profession. So there you go, guys. Those are my 3 tips on how to create a successful, long-lasting career as a motion designer, or really as an artist in general. I mean, these techniques can even be used in video and like graphic design as well. Really, I think we're gonna see a real change in the future in AI and machine learning, and we just gotta be ready for it. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited for the future. If you want to learn more, I put together a playlist if you're new to After Effects or into motion design. I'll link that up there. Feel free to check it out if you want to learn more. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.